Order. The Pledge of Allegiance this morning will be led by Jody Wapaya from Community College of Denver.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scroll, please take the roll.
Representatives Becker, Buck, Buckner, Conti, Coram, Court, Del Grosso, Dorr, Representative Dorr, Duran, Everett, Representative Everett,
Del Grosso.
Absent.
Exum, Fields, Fisher, Foote, Garcia, Gardner, Giroux, Janal, Representative Dorr is present, Hamner, Holbert, Hollinghorse, Humphrey is Humphrey? We were told about him. Excused. Joshi, Kagan, Kraftharp, Representative Kraftharp, Labuda, Landgraf, Lawrence, Lebstock, Lee, May, McCann, Representative McCann, McLaughlin, McNulty, Melton, Mitch Bush is excused. Moreno, Murray, Navarro, Nordberg, Pabon, Peniston, Pedersen, Primavera, Priola, Rankin, Representative Rankin is present. Rosenthal, Ryden, Representative Ryden. Oh, yep, thanks. Present. Same. Salazar, Schaefer, Representative Schaefer, Scott, Singer is running late. What? Singer's running late.
Did you text?
He called.
Excused.
Excused. Sonnenberg,
Good morning, Court.
Stevens. Stevens just called his name.
Excused,
Yeah, excused. Swamp, Zabo, Tyler, Behill. Yeah. Waller is excused. Williams, Representative Williams, present. Wilson, Wright, Representative Wright, present. Representative Everett is present. Young, Speaker Ferrandino.
Here.
I'm getting my head. I'm just trying.
Representative Everett's here.
Yep, gotcha.
It's a curve.
60 and 5.
With 60 members present, 5 excused, a quorum is present. Representative Buck.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. And I move that the reading of the Journal of the 14th of January 2014 be dispensed with and that it be approved and corrected by the wonderful Chief Clerk.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is adopted. Announcements and introductions. Representative Court.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay, folks, every year our assignables do a beautiful job of displaying memorabilia from the military for the veterans display. And
Hold on one sec, Representative Court.
Our
Members, I can't even hear the well, so if I know we have to have side conversation, but please keep it down.
and
Please
he
continue,
can't-
Representative
and
Court.
if the speaker can't even hear me, it really is noisy, because I'm really loud. So every year, our assignables do a beautiful display of veteran and military memorabilia. And they welcome anything members have to bring to provide for the display. And Kathy Hahn, our chief assignable clerk, who is standing over here, wave Kathy. If anybody has anything that you would like to have in the display, it's up on the second floor, and it's really third floor, sorry, and it's really quite inspiring. So if anyone has anything from your own life, from family, please bring it to Kathy. The second thing I want to tell you is that the Finance Committee will not be meeting this afternoon. The calendar reflects that. But tomorrow, the House Bill 1074 that Representative Del Grosso and I are co-priming will not be on the calendar, but we will meet tomorrow, Finance Committee, upon adjournment for the presentations on the calendar. Thank you.
Representative Riden.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I have a sad announcement for you today. Our former colleague, Representative, now Senator Nancy Todd, lost her mother-in-law yesterday. Thankfully, she lived to be 101 years old. So she had a very long and wonderful, productive life, but she passed away yesterday, and I just thought you all might want to know that and ask for a brief moment of silence.
The House will observe a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Riden. Representative Duran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is just a reminder to members of the Agriculture Committee that we will be meeting with you, we being the Joint Budget Committee. So please make sure to bring your lavender budget briefing document, and we look forward to having a conversation with you.
Representative Gardner. And Fields.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I can't hear myself in the well. I hope you can hear me, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to serve with you.
What did you say, Representative Gardner?
Now that I have everyone's attention, Representative Fields and I would like to invite everyone tomorrow morning to the Victims' Rights Caucus. The Victims' Rights Caucus is meeting in room 109 at 7:30.
That's correct.
And we're going to have a wonderful program. If you're a new member, I would encourage you to come. I would encourage all members to come, and it has been informative. Representative Fields, do you have anything?
Madam Speaker Pro Tem.
Thank you. And as you may recall, we established this caucus last session, and it's a great opportunity to get some information and some perspective regarding the way bills impact victims of crime. So we do want to encourage you to attend tomorrow at 7:30 in Committee Room 109. Thank you.
Madam Speaker Pro Tem for another announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the Local Government Committee, we will not be hearing House Bill 1060. We have one of our representatives who's ill today, so we'll just be hearing our sunset bills. Thank you.
Representative Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Ron, if you would put that picture up on the screen. Members, I wanted to let you know that's a picture from 2 years ago from the steer that we bought at the National Western Stock Show Junior Livestock Sale. If you remember, the young man on the right came down to our chamber after that to tell us thank you. It's important that we help these young people with their college stuff. Thank you. This money goes to help them with their college plans, those type of things. I can tell you that those steers, we end up paying somewhere around $7,000 to $8,000 for that steer. Now, if you divide that by 100 members, 65 in the House and 35 in the Senate, that comes out to 70 or 80 bucks a piece. Now, I understand some of you can't do the 70 or 80 bucks a piece, and then there's people like me and Senator Baumgardner that pick up the rest of the tab. All I'm asking you to do is help. Help so we can continue to support that youth. All right? I'll be over here. Thank you. I appreciate your support in the past. If you gave some and you want to give a little more, happy to take it. Thank you for your help.
Representative Riden.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to let the State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee know that we will not be meeting on adjournment today. Thank you.
Representative McCann.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, I'd like to invite you to the first meeting of the CLAW Caucus this session, the Colorado Legislative Animal Welfare Caucus. We're going to have a great program on Thursday because you all are going to be voting on the sunset review of the PACFA Act, which is the Pet Animal Care Facilities Act this year. So we will be having a discussion about PACFA and what the bill will contain this year. Our own Representative Lebsock will be speaking, as well as Lisa Peterson. And so please come on Thursday. Lunch will be provided. You should have a flyer on your desk with an RSVP, but lunch will be served. It's in room 112 at noon on Thursday, the CLAW Caucus. Thank you.
Representative Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hey, members, it's my privilege to introduce, we have a former member in the House today. I want to introduce you, and let's say hello to former Representative J. Paul Brown. Welcome, J. Paul.
Representative Primavera.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was asked by leadership, because of a few people being absent with the flu, to round up some information about how to prevent the flu and what to do if you get the flu. So the staff at the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment were kind enough to put these two flyers together for me. So take note, wash your hands, cough into your sleeve, get your flu shot, and let's stay well. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House Agriculture, Livestock, and Natural Resources Committee, we do meet this morning on adjournment, and let's meet downstairs in the basement in 107 exactly 10 minutes after adjournment this morning. I'll bring the gavel down 10 minutes after adjournment this morning.
Any further announcements? Representative Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I need to call the Capitol Choir down to the well, please. So Capitol Choir, please report to the well. And I know there's someone in the room who knows why we are convening the Capitol Choir. But you might not know that today is Representative Spencer Swam's birthday. So happy birthday, Representative Swam. So if I could have the ever-growing Capitol Choir down in the well. And we welcome new members at any time. All you have to do is really like to be on camera and like to sing. That's it, okay? And you can lip sync. And you have to like Representative Swam to be up here today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Representative Swam. Happy birthday to you. Thank you.
Any further announcements or introductions? Seeing none, we'll proceed to our next order of business. Members, please return to your desks for consideration of memorial. Mr. Kohler, please read the title to HM 1001.
House Memorial 1001 by Representatives Rankin and Coram, memorializing former Representative Nick Theos.
Representative Coram.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I would like to move House HM 141001. Ask that it be read at length.
Whereas our respected former colleague, Nick Theos, a past member of the Colorado House of Representatives, departed this life on April 11, 2013 at the age of 92. And whereas Representative Theos was born in Watson, Utah on December 8, 1920, to Angelo and Mary Theos. And whereas Representative Theos graduated from Grand Junction High School, where he played football on the undefeated 1936 state champion Wonder Team, which did not allow a point all season. And whereas Representative Theos attended Colorado A&M on a football scholarship in 1938. And whereas, passionate about the livestock industry, Representative Theos devoted his life to operating his sheep ranch and working to protect the livestock industry. And whereas Representative Theos was also passionate about politics and served in the Colorado House of Representatives in 1979 and 1980, representing the counties of Eagle, Garfield, Lake, Pitkin, and Rio Blanco. And whereas, while serving in the state legislature, Representative Theos served on the Agriculture, Livestock, and Natural Resources Committee and the Local Government Committee, and served on the interim committees for Agriculture, Water, and Local Government. And whereas outside of the legislature, Representative Theos served on many committees, belonged to numerous organizations, and held several civic positions, including President of the Colorado Wool Growers and the Public Lands Council, Director for the Public Lands Council, Chairman of the Colorado Cattlemen's Association State Lands Committee, Member of the Colorado Cattlemen's Association Bureau of Land Management Liaison Committee, Member of a Land Use Committee for the National Wool Growers Association, and member of Club 20. And whereas Representative Theos was a founding member and past president of the Public Lands Council, and the council has established the Nick Theos PLC Scholarship Program to provide college students who are dedicated to the livestock industry the opportunity to attend the annual PLC Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. And whereas Representative Theos is remembered as a man who dedicated his life to advocating for the livestock industry. And whereas it is fitting that we, the members of the 69th General Assembly, pay tribute to the dedicated service of Representative Nick Theos and express our deep regret and sorrow occasioned by his death. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 69th General Assembly of the State of Colorado that, in the death of Nick Theos, the people of the State of Colorado have lost a dedicated public servant and outstanding citizen, and that we, the members of the 69th General Assembly, do hereby extend our deep and heartfelt sympathy to the members of his family and pay tribute to a man who served his state well and faithfully. Be it further resolved that copies of this memorial be sent to Representative Theos' daughters, Connie Theos and Renee Theos Nielsen, his grandchildren, Kelsey Milton Vroman, Morgan Nielsen, and Taylor Nielsen, his nephew, Angelo Theos, the Colorado Wool Growers Association, and the Colorado Cattlemen's Association.
Representative Corum.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If any of you knew Nick Theos, he was certainly a character, and the Theos name is synonymous with agriculture in western Colorado. Nick passed away last spring, and we put this memorial together and thought it would be fitting to run it at the time when the Colorado Wool Growers were meeting. Now, they actually started their meeting this morning at 9 o'clock. And as a tribute to what families do in the ranching and business, I called Connie and I said, you know, Connie, we're doing this on the opening day of the Wool Growers meeting. And she said, well, Don, she said, I really appreciate that. But the Wool Growers meeting starts at 9 o'clock. And Dad always said, you take care of the sheep and they'll take care of you. So that's what's going on. The family is all gathered at the Colorado Wool Growers. And, you know, it's just very fitting that, you know, in farm and ranch life, the animals are taken care of before you are. And it's fitting that that's what happened today with the Theos family. Thank you.
Representative Rankin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Corum and I will take the resolution over to the wool growers and read it to them later in the morning. You know, I met Nick Theos only once, 2 years ago at the Rio Blanco County Fair, and he was already 95 years old. But I'm reminded, because I've come to know the family well and the people that you heard mentioned, I'm reminded by Nick Theos of the legacy of these third and fourth generation Colorado families. It's a legacy of hard work, but also service to their community. And you can share that legacy today. When you shop at Whole Foods, you can buy some of the finest lamb products in the world at Whole Foods, supplied by the Theos family under very strict controls. And you can also come visit us at the at the Meeker at the sheepdog trials every year, which are really fun to watch. And you'll see some of the Theos family animals working. And if you were with us, some of us on the bus tour last summer when we stopped in Meeker for lunch, you had some of that wonderful lamb, and two of the people mentioned, Anthony and Butch Theos, drove 4 hours down from their summer sheep camp to interact with us as legislators. So these families never cease to amaze me that they'll drive 6 hours to participate in a hearing, they'll run for office. It's the legacy of service and very hard work that goes with this kind of family. And Nick Theos, working as a representative, was very much a part of that legacy and that tradition. So I'm honored to be a part of honoring his memory. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Rankin. Any further discussion? Seeing none, is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed.
Mr. Speaker,
yeah.
I would like to call for a 5-minute recess to recognize former members of the House.
Sure. I'm sorry, I didn't know we...
We do. We have
okay.
Former Representative Brown would like to speak in honor of Nick Theos.
That sounds very good. The House will stand in brief recess so we can hear from former members.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to introduce former Representative J. Paul Brown, who's here in honor of Representative Theos.
Representative Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's humbling to be here to speak about my friend Nick Theos. It was said that he was a hard worker, and he was. Like a lot of our ranch families, they started out with nothing. His father came from Greece with absolutely nothing. Started in the coal mines in Utah, but they had been in the sheep business and wanted to be in the sheep business. Started out as sheep herders, probably making $50 a month, maybe less. Saved every penny until they finally bought out the rancher that they worked for. And the Theos family is probably the biggest sheep ranchers, are one of the biggest in Colorado today. I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Theos, Nick Theos, in the Cattlemen's Association, in the Wool Growers, and Public Lands Council. And he never missed a meeting. He never missed an opportunity to try to fix the policies of the state for agriculture. He was a mentor to me. And just to tell you a little story about Mr. Theos, Nick Theos, one time, and Representative Peniston may find this interesting, one time he was at a meeting, and I don't know exactly where it was, but the problem was predation of coyotes. And there were some environmental groups that were there. They were trying to help the ranchers to come to a resolution to this problem of coyote predation. And the speakers, one after another, got up and said the thing that we've got to do here is to neuter these coyotes. And if we neuter those coyotes, then we won't have any coyotes, we won't have the predation problem. And, Nick sat back and he listened to this for a long, long time. And then he said, finally he stood up and he said, "Listen, lady, those coyotes are eating the sheep. They're not breeding them. only used some other language to say that. That was Nick Theos. But he, you know, that's kind of funny, but he was a serious man, and he was a wonderful leader for agriculture in Colorado. I appreciate very much you recognizing him.
Thank you, Representative Brown. The House will come back to order. Seeing no further discussion, is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing no one proceed in that manner, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The memorial is passed. Representative Rankin.
Mr. Speaker, I move the current roll call of the House be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call of the House will be made co-sponsors of House Memorial 1001. Thank you, Representative Rankin and Representative Quorum. Any further announcements or introductions? Representative Tyler.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Transportation Committee will meet at 10 a.m. sharp this morning, a little bit after on adjournment. 10 a.m.
Any further announcements? Representative Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Education Committee will be meeting upon adjournment, so I'll look for you. I don't know if the Senate has adjourned yet, but we do have a joint education meeting upon adjournment. So why don't we shoot for 10 o'clock downstairs at our usual place? Thank you.
Madam Majority, Representative Tyler.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, we all talk about being 2 weeks behind, you know, when we start. I'm about 60 seconds behind reality, at least. We're meeting at 1:30 today. I apologize. 1:30, we're not meeting on adjournment.
Representative Singer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to go with consistency, House Local Government will be meeting at 1:30. While we will be looking at 2 sunset reviews, House Bill 1060, we will be laying over with Representative Mitch Bush as she is sick today.
Any further announcements or introductions? Seeing none, Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the House stand in recess till 1 p.m. this afternoon. You do not need to return to the floor at that time, members, and at that time, the Speaker will adjourn until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Seeing no objection, the House will stand in recess until 1 p.m. today.